I have a dream that the average watch time on this video is greater than 60 seconds. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? I am here in pursuit of Corey's goals for the quarter to talk dreams more often on CTC. It's something that internally is a big focus of ours to really bring our mission to life in everything that we do, including our content. So last year, I sort of went through a personal crisis of trying to understand whether or not CTC was a successful business. And there's all sorts of benchmarks that you could use as an entrepreneur to define that. Revenue, employee headcount, making an Inc. 500 fastest growing list, being on a best places to work list, all these things that you could use as signals for your own success. But for me, I kept coming back to our mission, what we defined as the purpose for which we exist, which was about helping entrepreneurs achieve their dreams. And at one point in the fourth quarter, I had a conversation with a bunch of our employees and said, hey, how are we doing at this? How many people have we helped to achieve their dreams? And how many do you think we could help? Like, what would be a good number? And what I realized was the answers were all over the board. There was some people that said 1, there were some people who said 5,000. Like, it was really clear to me that as a collective group of people, we didn't actually know what it meant to pursue our mission. And so we had to go through some work to try and bring some objectivity and clarity to what our mission really was in a way that we could actually make decisions against. One of the things I say all the time is that the way that my brain works, if someone were to ask me, where should I go to dinner tonight? That's an impossible question for me to answer without more information. So my response to that question will always be something like, well, do you want to save money? Do you like fish? Are you looking for a romantic setting? Do you have kids? That framework through which to approach decision making is something that I need in order to make decisions. And then once I have that, I can be really helpful in the process. The same is true for building CTC. Without understanding what it is that we are trying to accomplish, it is really hard for me to understand how to make decisions. And what ends up happening is you start allowing all these other decision-making factors to creep in, the worst of which is your momentary feeling. And what I started feeling a lot of last year was that I was making a lot of decisions about how I felt that day. And that's a really dangerous thing that can lead to some really erratic behavior in a company. And so we've worked really hard as we head into this year to bring clarity and transparency to why CTC exists. So our mission statement, which prior to this year was helping entrepreneurs achieve their dreams, is going to remain our mission statement. That is public facing, that is why we exist. But what we've added onto it is an internal vision statement that brings a view of what it would look like if we achieve that. So we've added this element of a vision statement that says our goal is to help 500 entrepreneurs achieve their dreams in the next 5 years. So that was the first step of trying to say, okay, what does it actually look like to progress towards that mission, and how do we know if we're succeeding? And then from there, we can continue to break that down. The first step is really looking at and trying to bring a definition to what is a dream. And I'm sure for a lot of you that can mean a lot of things. Dreams can, for some people, can be goals, they can be philosophical ideas, all sorts of things, right? So for us, we had to say, okay, for CTC, what does this word even mean in order for us to evaluate whether we're helping people to achieve it? And so we worked out this definition that is this. For us at CTC, a dream is a future reality you desire to create. And the two key words there are a reality, so something that is possible. So in other words, I don't think a dream should be something like, I dream that one day the sky turns green and I get to live in a world where everything is green because it's my favorite color. That's not a reality we can help to create. It's more of a fantasy, so we want to separate out those kinds of things. And then the second thing is to desire to create, that you have an active role to play in creating this reality or future version of the world. And so those two things, a reality that you create, are really key to us thinking about dreams. And then we started to put timelines on them for each of the different groups of people that we have. So when we think about the entrepreneurs who we want to help achieve dreams, we break them into 4 categories. We have our clients, that's a super obvious one. And then we have our internal employees, that's a group that we care about. We have our admission members, and then we have ourselves, right? So those are the 4 groups of people that when we think about getting to this 500 number, those are the people that we want to impact, that we're going to count towards that. And we created strict sort of parameters around the length of how far into the future we want to dream for each group. And so we've really helped to bring clarity to what does CTC exist to do and how do we measure success. And it is so much more helpful for me to then think about the organization, our finances, our budget structures, how much profit the partners are looking to achieve at the end of the year, all these things through the lens of the mission that is so much clearer. And then going even a step further now, we can start to say, okay, how do we break that into a goal for 2019? So for 2019, we have a company goal at CTC that we want to help 30 entrepreneurs achieve their dreams. At the end of this year, we want to have 30 people standing up at our Christmas party telling a story about how they want to see their dreams impacted. And then to go even a step further, we have our cultural goal for the year, which is about helping people to identify 150 dreams. So we think that in order to achieve that goal, we need to start by helping people to identify the dreams clearly and objectively. So you can see how we can start at this really macro thing of a company mission, and we can break that all the way down to behaviors that impact individual roles in Q1 of 2019. And that is sort of, for us, a giant step in this organization that I would challenge all of you entrepreneurs to really think is, does each person in my organization know this quarter how they can behave to impact our overall mission? And are we helping them to have an understanding of how we are progressing towards success in that mission? So a lot of that is just really committing and doubling down on this idea that what we exist to do is what the mission says, and it's not some sort of just amorphous idea or some sort of philosophical ideal that we throw out because a business book says we do. It really drives every decision that we make at CTC. And one of the things that I really believe is that it is more important that you are authentic than noble about your mission statement. Is that if you want to build a business to make a bunch of money, that is okay, and you should state that and make decisions based on it. But if you have an alternative mission, whether that's to help a charitable cause, make some impact on people, or help people achieve their dreams, you have to orient every decision in your business around that mission in order to actually see it come to life. And we are learning that as we've gone, and so this year and in all the subsequent years to come, we are going to be really focusing on ensuring and holding this bar up that says, are we making decisions that impact this mission? So that's a little bit about how CTC handles, again, coming off of the content I did about goal setting, about how, again, we can take our mission statement of helping entrepreneurs achieve their dreams and boil it down to individual goals in 1 quarter of 1 year. And that sort of clarity, I think, really gives our people insight into how they are affecting what it is that we exist to do. So again, I love when you guys give feedback about how you're laddering up to your mission. How are you measuring success against your mission? I had a dialogue about this on LinkedIn where some of you, I was challenging, like, is that objective? Can you even measure your success against that? And that's something we work with our entrepreneurs on as well. So would love to hear how you guys are measuring your own progress against your mission and how that affects your internal everyday decision making. Thanks a lot. Keep dreaming.